Hello everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another video actually. This is gonna be a video, not a stream. But yeah, hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a fantastic 2025. And this is gonna be a bit of a different one. It's me going back to the old style of video that I used to make before I used to stream. There was a period where I was trying to make content kind of similar to this, where it was just videos of me yapping about things. There is some remnants of that on the channel if you want to have a look at that. However, what am I doing here? So, I wanted to go over every single game that I played in 2025. And yeah, it's a big list, you know, over the course of the year. Well, first of all, I gave myself a challenge at the start of this year. I wanted to finish as many games as I could, to clear out as much of the backlog as I could, and the goal, also for me personally, was to see how much I can, you know, or how far I can get as a streamer. You know, starting from nothing, we started streaming in 2025. In January is really where I started streaming at all. There were a few rogue streams from like before, but realistically, I really started to stream in VTube as January hit. I really started then, and you know where we got to now is really something special, honestly, because I didn't think I would even get as far as this. Of course, there was some ups and downs. You know, there was a big period of nothing for a while, because obviously starting from nothing means streaming to nobody at the start, right? It takes a while to accumulate any sort of audience, and we, you know, finally, you know, achieved it at the end of 2025. I think we have a nice little community of friends, you know, that really do pop in every day and say hello and, you know, hang out. It's nice, you know, Chris, Dwargen, Tricky, you know, and everyone. It's fantastic. Snickety Slice as well, occasionally popping in. Loads of people often popping in nowadays to say hello and just hang out, watch me play games. And you know, it's lovely. I didn't really have much going on this year. Besides, you know, going back to uni, I didn't really have much else occupying my life. I did a little bit of teaching on the side, but yeah, generally, this is what I was trying to really put my attention on. So, yeah, this is gonna be me going from the beginning. Of course, as we go lower, I did remember some games that I did in between, so they're gonna be a little out of order. But the first bunch is gonna be what I played initially. So Jak and Daxter: The Lost Frontier. This playthrough I like continued on stream, but I started on my own, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, this game was quite well, it wasn't great, was it? It was, well, I have a hard time placing or finding the right words for this, but this game wasn't great. It was nice that there was more Jak after 3. At the same time, it wasn't great that this was what it was. Honestly, too much focus on the aerial stuff, and honestly, I just wanted some. My favorite Jak, as a groundwork here, is the first one. I love the open world, you know, Mario 64-esque, you know, collectathon. I really did enjoy that, and you know, that is something that Jak has never really gone back to. And this was more in tune with like 3 and 2, you know, more vehicle based. Of course, way different from its, you know, influence from GTA, but at the same time, you know, it was what it is. So, you know, let me not like spend too much time talking about every single game. But yeah, this game, I had some fun with it, but it wasn't what I really wanted out of Jak. So, you know, that was the first game we completed. Of course, this is every game that I completed. This is every game I beat, not every game I played. So there will be some stuff that I played in like compilation VODs, but I haven't actually, you know, finished or did like a significant, like given a significant time to. So, you know, there's a lot of weird stuff that I played that isn't gonna be here. So the next thing I beat was Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and this game was cool. I enjoyed it. I think the PS5 is, you know, currently in its, was it 5th year now, and it really doesn't feel like the generation even started. But, you know, starting with this game, you know, starting the generation gave us some false hope, didn't it? So, you know, I finally went to it, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. And it's a shame that, you know, afterwards, we really didn't get much from Sony in this generation. Everything is like TBA, or cancelled, or shifted attention to live service. So what ended up happening here is quite the unfortunate reality of things, right? But yeah, Ratchet and Clank was great, and I wish we got some more returns to like some old Sony IP. Return to Sly. That's what everyone was talking about for a while there. Shame that never happened or not materialized. But yeah, Metal Gear Solid. This playthrough was cool because I decided to play the Japanese version, because I do own the vanilla Japanese copy of Metal Gear Solid, and I do happen to have a system that can play that. I have the Japanese PS3, which is actually Tales of Xillia edition. That got remastered this year as well, actually. But yeah, I have the PS3 edition, which is gorgeous. The Xillia edition PS3 console, which is beautiful, great engravings. I do not have the controller that it came with, but it's a really, really cool game. Regardless, going back to this, obviously I played MGS a billion times, but I never heard the Japanese dub, so it was really, really cool to, check out and see what it sounded like. Obviously, as I mentioned before, I can speak Japanese a decent bit, but, I can't really read or write very well. After all, that's what I went to school for. Yeah, it was a really cool experience. Okay, next one is Shaman King Spirit of Shamans. Now, Spirit of Shamans was a cool fighting game. It wasn't great, but it was a fighting game. It had a lot of mini games in between. It was a whole story mode. It kind of reminds me of JoJo Eyes of Heaven, the old Capcom fighting game, and which is also something I played around the same time too. Because as you can see, there's some fighting games here, and I think I played JoJo before this. I didn't finish that game for some reason, but yeah, it was really cool. It had a really cool, actually, it has a very cool remix of the theme song for Shaman King on the title screen, and I really, really like that tune. But yeah, this is a nice curiosity. We finished the whole story mode, I'm pretty sure. Next up is Battle Arena Toshinden 2. I had some fun moments in this game because a lot of the AI wasn't particularly smart, and the game basically operated like, Soul Calibur, where you could just, have the AI just fall off the stage and boom, there you go, you can just you win that like that. So yeah, it was a neat game, a bit janky. Like I didn't know, I'm not really a good fighting game player, to preface anything, but I enjoyed my time with it. I had some stressful situations. I remember there was like one character that was called Uranus, and that made me laugh pretty hard. But yeah, that was an interesting game. I still need to play 1 and 3. I don't know why I skipped straight to 2. I do have 1, I think, on the PS1 Classic Mini. I think that's included in that. But Dynasty Warriors. The first Dynasty Warriors was also a fighting game. It wasn't a Musou game. The Musou genre wasn't really a thing. And this game isn't actually called the Dynasty Warriors in Japan. It's called something else, but it is Dynasty Warriors in the West. They still stuck with this name, even though, it wasn't the same thing as the rest of the series. But, it was neat. It's not the same, historical Romance of the Three Kingdoms characters to it. And it was cool. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about it. It had some funky animations. It kind of reminded me of Tekken, actually. But yeah, very hard from what I recall. Again, it's been like a year now, so it's, I'm really having to like look back in my mind, like what I was thinking about when I was playing these things. But yeah, Sonic Chaos. I'm pretty sure this wasn't my first playthrough of this, but I guess this would have been a replay. But yeah, this was me actually playing it for the first time on the Sega Master System, because the Sega Master System was the most recent system that I picked up in terms of my retro consoles. At the moment, I am in the market for a 3DO or a Jaguar. I've been saying that for the past few streams. I really want a 3DO or a Jaguar. And yeah, this was a really cool game. It wasn't fantastic or anything, but it's a really cool, well-designed Sonic game. But yeah, next up we have Nira's Prologue Gothic 1 Remake. This actually I didn't stream. I did this off stream, but it is a game that I beat in this year. It was weird, and I'm still a little worried about what the remake of Gothic 1 is gonna be like. But my PC could barely run it, but I did beat it, and it was very janky. More so, people like to call Gothic jank, But this was like next level. This is like modern jank, and it didn't feel very good. But it had some cool elements, and I'm hoping that, you know, the full game fixes a lot of stuff and elaborates on things. But yeah, next up, Bleach GameCube. Now this is a VOD that's completely messed up because the game was using in its entirety the soundtrack from the anime. So basically none of it is audible, right? Most of the VOD is mute because, you know, they constantly played, you know, Ichigo's number 1, or, you know, all the tracks from Bleach. I don't remember them by name anymore, or at this point. I have them all on my phone actually. I really like the music from Bleach, but yeah, for obvious reasons, this VOD is kind of, you know, scuffed. But it is there if you want to have a glance at it. It's not. I don't mean to promote any of these like old VODs. Obviously, I'm a little embarrassed about like the starting VODs from like when I was first starting to stream, because there wasn't a lot of people passing by at all. But it was, you know, I had to start somewhere, and these were some cool games to like get going with. But yeah, next up we have Super Mario Sunshine. At this point we had quite a few regulars, I'm pretty sure. Sunshine was a really good game actually. I really enjoyed this, but I feel like me going for 100% in this game would not be advisable. Because like I did all the stars that I could, all the main stars in most of the levels that I found. But I heard the 100% completion, especially the coins, I think the blue coins, are apparently a massive chore, so I don't know if I'll ever do that. But yeah, this game was a pleasure. Very twitchy controls, very weird, but you know, overall I really enjoyed this game. And you know, I'm a big Mario guy. I really do enjoy me some Mario Brothers. Also, let me turn on my lamp here because I feel like my tracking might be getting a little ass. So you know. Hopefully we don't lose tracking here. I'm not really looking at my model too much as I'm doing this, so I hope everything is like capturing fine. But let's see what's next. So next up we got the Uncle Albert games. So these I played also off stream. These are like this one specifically is my childhood favorite point-and-click adventure game. I really liked this, and I tried to stream the first one and the third one, but for some reason they were so buggy. I could not like actually stream them. I could find a Polish version of this game, right? And I could play through that, and I did that in my spare time. But obviously I wasn't gonna stream the Polish version because obviously you guys couldn't understand that. And I try to avoid that sort of thing. If I have obviously a lot of my games are Polish versions that I own in my collection, especially for PC. Because I grew up in Poland for like the first 10 years of my life, or 9 years specifically. But you know, a lot of the games that I own also don't really have too heavy of an emphasis on a story. So stuff like KO the Kangaroo 2, which I also streamed the Polish version of. You know, obviously the story there doesn't matter whatsoever, so I just streamed that. It was fine. But yeah, with this game, it's a bit more wordy, so I think it wasn't the best idea to, you know, to stream the Polish version of this. So I just did this in my spare time, and it was really cool because I only played the second game. This is the second game, this is the first game. This was pretty cool, and I tried to stream the third game and it worked a bit, and there is a VOD of it actually. But yeah, there was like some elements that just didn't function. For some reason they were just broken. So, you know, cool series. If you've never played these, please do give them a shot. They were really cool. Gift. This was the PS2 version we're playing of Gift. Now this game I think gets some hate from people that do like, you know, madness streams of PS2 games where they like play a lot of games back to back. I think they don't really give this game the shot that it deserves. I think this game is really cool. All the games from this developer in general, I think it's called Cryo. It's like a French company that also made this game that we're going to talk about in a second. But yeah, Cryo made a lot of very cool games that I personally really enjoyed. And this was another one of them. I found this game really scary as a kid, actually. And I did play this as a kid, but I never played the PS2 version. So this was like a nice excuse to play it again, playing a different version of it. And it was pretty, you know, one-to-one. I can't really say that there was much of a difference, but it was cool. Replaying that. And it has a very head-bopping, you know, tile screens music. So, you know, if you've never heard of that, please do consider looking that up because it's really nice. I might actually put this in the background of the video. Who knows? I need to come up with like with a lot of music to put in the background of this, because how long has this been already? 15 minutes. Okay, it's not too bad. Okay, let's get this rolling. Okay, next up we played Egypt Kids. For some reason, Egypty Kids on Backlogged, but you know, in my version I had as a kid, it was Egypt Kids, and of course there's an English version out there as well, which we did play. We played the English version, and yeah, this was really fun, but also extremely obtuse. It really wanted you to do a very specific thing to progress, and it was very hard to find the thing to do, right? If you go back to my VODs, I really bumble around like for like dozens of minutes at a time, just, you know, trying to touch every little thing in the background. This was like, if I was to compare this to anything, it would be like Myst, basically, like a Myst-like. And yeah, it was nice that I finally finished it, because as a kid, this game, I had a very borked version of this as a kid. I had it from, I think, CD Action or Cybermecha. One of those two gaming magazines. I think it's Cybermecha, actually. And the version that was included on that disc didn't work properly, so it was nice to go back to this and actually complete the whole game. That version that I had, it broke very early on, so you couldn't even finish one day. Like when you're finding the little girl, or you're looking for the little girl at the start of the game, the game just didn't progress past the point with the pillars, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, cool game. Return to Zork. As you can see, I was in a little bit of a mood for adventure, as you can see, like here. But yeah, I played Return to Zork because I remember watching the stream of this from Vinesel's Joel. And this was a really fun game. Obviously, I relied a lot on hints, on like a walkthrough. And even then, there was a point where I was like, oh no, I didn't follow the guide enough because I thought I was going to be soft-locked. Because you're not supposed to take a plant at the start, otherwise it's going to wilt throughout the whole game. However, you can get rid of that plant, and you can get a new one. So it does grow back eventually. So if you're playing that game and you're stuck at that location, like at that port, because you took the plants too soon, you can fix that problem. It's not a soft lock. You can actually resolve that issue. But yeah, super cool game. I really love it. It's so charming. The FMV animations, I'm a big fan of 90s adventure game FMVs so much. But yeah, next up we have Down Under Dan. Now, Down Under Dan, obviously another mini game that I watched that Vinesel's Joel play, and one thing about Joel is that he never really finishes games like these, or very rarely does he finish the games like this. And I was like, when I was starting to stream, I was like, okay, let me try and do the games that he has never finished as well. Like, I was like, okay, I wish there was more of this. Let me do it myself. And Down Under Dan really is a chore of a game to beat, because most of the game you spend going back and forth the same 3 locations. You cross the lake with the crocodiles, you climb the hill, you go down into the mines, rinse and repeat for like hours. And in the mines, you have to follow a very specific route. And even then, you can't really use your firearm very much because you need to save it. It was very frustrating, but also very funny. I found this game super funny, and you know, if you have the patience, I would recommend you guys play it. But next up, Putt Putt. I needed something lighter afterwards, so I played Putt Putt Joins the Parade, and then I played any of the Humongous Entertainment games because they were more of a American thing rather than European. We didn't really have Humongous Entertainment in Europe. We had DK, which is like another educational company from like Denmark, I think, that released a lot of educational games here, and those games were included with like cereals and stuff like that. We didn't really get Putt Putt, or at least to my knowledge, we didn't get Putt Putt. But you know, playing them, I can see the appeal. It was nice. It was cool. A very short game. Not really much there for an adult audience, but it was neat. It was a nice distraction, and it was a nice change of pace from the frustration that was Down Under Dan, you know. But next up, King's Quest: Crest of the Crown, and this defined me a little bit near the end of the year. I played a lot of King's Quest later, but this was my first encounter with the series. I played the first game, and it was the text version. It was the one where you have to type out everything for Graham to do. and it was super neat. I really enjoyed it. Again, obviously, I'm a little younger. Like, I was born in '98, so I didn't, have an opportunity to play DOS games in general. Actually, I didn't really have that many DOS games, but of the ones I did own, this was not one of them. So it was nice. And then that later led me to explore more Sierra later on in the year. But yeah, then I went to Ace Ventura, the CD-ROM game. This was a really fun adventure game that's in the style of King's Quest VII. And so is this Pink Panther game, actually, but I'll talk about that in a second. This is a really fun adventure game. If you've never played this one, please do. Especially if you enjoy adventure games, it's a super fun one. It's not that long either. And yeah, I genuinely, I really, I urge you guys, very, very humorous. I was having some graphical issues when I was playing it, because I think I was playing it on my retro gaming rig before it exploded. That's a whole different kind of worms, but yeah, my retro computer that I had Windows XP on, that's a sort of short circuit BS going on with it. Like, we were in the middle of playing Condemned Criminal Origins, and there was like some sort of electrical snafu that I was hearing in the computer, and then it had like it was like boom, and then it turned off. And I haven't tried turning it on since. I don't want to risk it. It might be a fire hazard. So, we were having some graphical issues with the game there, but we did finish it, and I did end up, resolving those issues somehow. I don't remember how. I think I explained it in the VOD itself, but it was a cool game. The Colonel's Bequest. This is the first Laura Ball game, and I remember really liking this one. The second game's too texty, too wordy, but the first one's really good. I really did enjoy my time with this, and I still remember it like quite nicely. It's kind of reminiscent of of King's Quest actually. It's I have to type out a lot of commands. I do remember there was a few doors that I didn't know how to open because I was like, what exactly do I type and in which position? You have to really be precise with where you stand for some things to actually function. So that was neat. Okay, the Ripper. Now this game. Another game that Joel, I'm pretty sure, streamed, but yeah, this game was... Oof. This game was not it. It was fun. I really... The performances in this game, top-notch, like, top-tier acting, but the game itself was not that fun. The puzzles were not really that good, well-designed, too obtuse, too reliant on you having to actually look up a walkthrough, because, like, genuinely, having to solve everything in your brain, not great. I wouldn't recommend it. Yeah, too much. It's just not fun. It's just not fun. But the story is fun. I really did enjoy watching everything play out, all the actors. Yeah, I love cyberpunk aesthetics, I love Blade Runner. Blade Runner is actually one of my favorite movies ever, which is something that I can't say for my family because most of them don't like it for some reason. I don't get why, but I really did enjoy it. And Ripper also, really fun vibes, but the game itself was, fell short a little bit. Banjo-Kazooie. I don't think I streamed this. I think I streamed a bit of 2, but I never finished that. But yeah, did that off stream. This was a great time. I loved every second of it, almost. There was a few moments where I was like, oh, this is a little frustrating. Where do I go? On the oil rig. Is it the oil rig? No, the ship. The ship in the at the pier level. That was not really that fun for me. I didn't really like that level very much. But most of the levels I did really have a lot of enjoyment out of. And yeah, I will say this game was great. 2 kind of fumbles because it's too big. I think it's too open. I think that's something that I realized throughout this year in general, is when the game is too wide and open and too big, I don't like it as much. So don't do that. If you're a game developer, stop making big games. Stop it. Okay, Hocus Pocus Pink, as I was going to say, this was a really fun time. Very similar to Ace Ventura and King's Quest VII. Very animated, very fun. There's no soft locks in these games, by the way. You just go and you beat the game, and it's nice. It's not as obtuse as Sierra games as well. So it's just a pleasure of a time. Also, as you play this game, you can also learn things. You have like a nice encyclopedia that you carry in your pocket, so you can because you're traveling around the world, and you can learn about different things, and it's neat. It's really cool. And this is where my Zelda marathon really started. So I started off with Wind Waker. I'm kind of gonna go through this quick. So Wind Waker, I think it's in my top 2. I still like Ocarina more, but Wind Waker, great time. I thought I wasn't gonna like it because of the aesthetic. Initially I was like, I kind of mentally associated it with like Leafy is here because he had the Zelda profile picture for his entire run, and you know that's not really a nice mental association there. So, but yeah, I ended up playing it, and it was phenomenal. I love this game so much. Oh my god, and I enjoyed it so much that I was like, okay, I gotta binge this entire franchise. So I played Zelda 1. Neat, very obtuse. You do need a guide and a map, but you know it's pretty good. I think it aged alright. Again, provided you have a map. But yeah, really fun. Ocarina of Time. I played this off stream, unfortunately, because I was continuing a save file from my childhood, because I had this game as a kid. And I have it right here, actually. It's right next to me, but obviously I'm a VTuber, so I can't really show you things. And yeah, this game was it was something special. Again, I had a lot of very nostalgic memories about this game as a kid, but I never beat it myself because obviously I didn't have a guide, and I didn't really follow any walkthroughs online because I was like, I don't know why it didn't go from my mind to just look up where things were. But yeah, that was fun. I really did enjoy it, and Majora, whenever I end up going to do that, is gonna be on stream at that point. We did actually try to stream Majora. We do have like 2 streams of Majora on the channel, if not 1. But my PC, as we have established many a time throughout the year, is really bad. It keeps like crashing whenever you throw anything at it. It barely does streaming well, so you know. We did that, and it kind of lagged, so I decided to, you know, pass on that for at least the time being. So we skipped from that to A Link to the Past, and ooh, this was like top 4 for a while for me, but it ended up being dethroned recently by a game I played recently, actually. Sorry, having a hiccup. But yeah, I'll get to that. So after Link to the Past, I played the 2 CDI games. Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon. Now, this was... I'm gonna be controversial here. I really liked these games. I really enjoyed them. The cutscenes were really fun. I know a lot of people meme on them, but they're iconic for a reason. I mean, people are like, oh yeah, these are ugly. I'm like, yeah, they're kind of ugly, but they're really fun to look at and watch, you know? I don't know. And, you know, obviously I don't recommend playing the vanilla CDI versions of these today. I recommend playing the PC remakes that came out. I think they were like not delisted, but like taken down because they were like, they got a copyright strike from Nintendo, I think. Not copyright strike, like a cease and desist from Nintendo to pull them, because they still care about these pieces of shit for some reason, as if it hurts their brand or whatever. It really doesn't. It just adds to it, in my opinion. But yeah, you can still find them. You can still find them. It's not a problem. Twilight Princess. This is in my top 3. This is right behind Wind Waker. So first place, Ocarina, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and it used to be Link to the Past. Now it's something else. But oh my god, this was so good. I really want to replay this with like on the GameCube or the Wii U. Obviously, we played this on the Wii U, but the Wii U version of this is really expensive, and the Wii version was like $5 or something. It wasn't very much, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the cheaper one, and it was a bit of a chore to do the waggle, obviously, but overall, I had a fantastic time with it. So you know, can't get enough of it. I love Twilight Princess. Breath of the Wild. We only did 1 stream of this. I only did because I did most of this game on my own, and I only did the finale, the final boss. So like the last half an hour on stream, because I was like, okay, I want to immortalize at least my experience at the end, right? And it was great. I really liked Breath of the Wild, but I do not want to. I don't want more Zelda games in this style. I really don't. And I still need to play Tears of the Kingdom, but I did enjoy it for what it was. But I would like it as a one and done. I really highly prefer this more lockdown version of Zelda, like more thought out, more compact, more, you know, I just prefer this style of Zelda like in Twilight Princess, right? And Ocarina. But yeah, Skyward Sword, I would put that a little lower. I did have a good time with this game. I really did enjoy it. on the Switch, but it wasn't as fun as like all these other ones. I think it had a lot of drawbacks, and I ended up still enjoying it quite a bit. But I feel like, again, it kind of goes into that repetitious cycle where you go to places a few times and it gets kind of formulaic. But it was still cool. I really liked this game. But yeah, we went after that. I needed a detox from Zelda because all this was done back to back, basically. We got to Putt Putt again. Goes to the Moon. Same as before. Fun game. Not much else to say. Dark Seed. Okay, that was... I was really stressed out by the time limit. And I had a guide on my side the entire time, but I really did enjoy this game. The story is so whack that it's a really avant-garde experience that I think everyone should like check out. It's really funny. It's got its humor. It's got really cool like art. H.R. Giger, however you pronounce it. Really do think you should check out this game at least once. I heard Dark Seed 2 sucks, donkey balls, but the first one was cool. I actually own this game on the Sega Saturn, but we did play it on MS-DOS, just for convenience sake. And Metroid 1. This game brought out some rage like I've never experienced before. This game made me like tear my throat out with frustration. It was so hard. And I know this like the remake, Metroid Fusion, I think it's called. But I was like, I want to play the original. I want to play the one that's on my NES Mini, and that was a mistake. Is it a mistake? No. I'm happy that I beat it. I'm happy that I experienced it. But holy, it was so hard. FF6 again. This wasn't from the beginning. It was like the last few bits of the game. But. I wish I played the whole game on stream. It was really, really, it was really special. It was really, really cool. And I actually did the last boss first try too, which was really, really fun. Oh, my mom is sending. I'm getting sent pictures of food, but I haven't finished. I have to finish the video. Because right after this, after I eat, I have to do my stream because it's gonna be the end of the year. But yeah, FF6. Great game. I still need to do FF2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the only mainline FF games that I have left. Besides, 10, 2 and stuff. But we'll get there when we get there. Director's Cut Resident Evil 1. Great game. I had a good time with it. It wasn't my first time playing it in general, but it was my first time playing with Chris. And it was a great time. Although Chris, I felt like he didn't really feel like the main character. Jill feels like the main character in Resident Evil 1, in my opinion. I think there's just more to Jill compared to Chris. But yeah, there's also Knuckles Chaotix, which was probably the worst classic Sonic game there is. Probably the worst. I had some fun with it, but the layouts of the levels were just pure nonsense. I had some fun with it, as I said, but not much to say about this one. Not really a system seller, I would say. But it's weird that they never really re-released this with anything as well. Like, what's stopping them from re-releasing this on like Sonic Origins or whatever? Half Genie Hero Shantae. This was really fun. A gorgeous game. Really hot. Really hot characters. I don't know. Everything was cool about this game. I really did enjoy it. A great platformer. I want to play more of the Shantae games. Nayuta Boundless Trails. I started this on my own, finished it on stream, and yep, it's a Falcom game, so I inherently really liked it. It's in the style of Ys, like it's basically an Ys game with not really much to do with Trails, or at least at the moment, there's not really any connection to Trails as a series in this game. I'm sure they can connect it, but at the moment they still haven't. But yeah, cool game. If you like Ys, especially, or Zelda as well, give this game a shot. It's really, really fun. Super Mario Galaxy 2. This game's great as well. I really... What do I say about this game? It's really scummy that they released it for as much as they did on the Switch 2 and 1. Well, was it released on Switch 1? I think it was. But yeah, ooh, it was really scummy how they did this for the current re-release. But I played the original. I played it on the Wii, and this was a great experience. I didn't really have much to complain about here. It was just more Mario Galaxy, and Mario Galaxy 1 was really good. So I'm a big fan. More of it. Not much to complain about. Quake 1. Quake 1 was so fun. Short game. We did it in like 2 streams, and one was shorter than the other. But I really did enjoy it. It was a really fun boomer shooter, and this was kind of... this got me in the mood of playing more mature stuff for a little bit. So, after we got through this, we went through Resident Evil 0. I like this game. I know a lot of people don't like it because of the inventory management. I think it's also a chore. The 2-character system, kind of a pain. But we'll get a remake of this soon, I'm sure. So, that is that. Next up we played... Next up we played Castlevania 64. I am not a hater. At the same time, I hate that I couldn't beat it, because I did beat it on easy mode, and that means that you can't do the last 3 bosses. Stupid design decision. Don't do that. If you make video games, don't do that. But I did enjoy it. The only part I didn't enjoy was that one part in the sewers, where you have to walk very narrow, walkways, and then you have to jump on those platforms that go up and down from the doo-doo water. And the jumping in this game didn't feel very precise, or at least I had very good luck with the platforming myself, but there was issues, and I kept getting knocked off of the stuff by the enemies as well. There was a lot of enemies getting spawned, really bad checkpoints too, or lack thereof. But at the end of the day, I came out of the experience kind of positive. I did enjoy Castlevania 64 for what it was. And yeah, I really do want to finish it one day with on the normal difficulty, but we did it on easy. It's fine. Seem to do Legacy of Darkness. That's the other N64 one that I need to do. But yeah, I don't have that game, so I play things on original hardware. Everything I play is on original hardware, so that is that limitation. Dino Crisis, I also played that on my original copy on PS1, on the PS3. Never played this game before. It wasn't as good as Resident Evil. It's a bit too convoluted, a bit too, I don't know, a bit too much to it. Too much puzzles, too much annoying stuff in it. But I think it could benefit from a remake if they ever do it. I'm not one to ask for remakes myself. I always like originals, all 10 times out of 10. But in this game specific case, I think it could benefit from a little bit of a touch-up. Rayman DS, I played this on my own. I think I played it on a plane, just for funsies, and I ended up finishing the whole thing. Rayman DS isn't the best version of Rayman 2, but it works. Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now this was a banger, dude. Resident Evil 4 is my favorite game of all time, for anyone that doesn't know. And this was a really fun way to re-experience it. Now I will say, Resident Evil 4 Original is still better by a landslide. However, this was fun. It was nice. It subverted your expectations with a lot of parts, but it was still reminiscent of the old stuff. It wasn't corny enough. It needed to be more corny. It needed to be more cheeky and funny, and it was still funny and cheeky, but not enough. So I think there was some faults in this game, but it's still fantastic. Hopefully, whenever we get that Code Veronica remake, I hope they do it justice. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And they, well, for the most part, did here as well. But I had some issues there. Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, I was in an NES mood, so it was a very easy game actually. If you know where to go and what to do, it just beats itself. But it was cozy. This is my sort of cozy game. The Castlevania 2 is my sort of cozy game. I don't need farming. I need Castlevania 2. But that was nice. Little session. I think I did like 2 sessions of this actually, but it was nice. Did the normal ending. But yeah, next was Zelda 2. This was actually a stream that was really divided. Like, I first started it like way earlier, like here-ish somewhere, like with the first bunch of Zelda games, but I quickly stopped because it was stressing me out, and Death Mountain was horrible. But I did persevere, and we came back to it after Simon's Quest. I was like, I gotta beat Zelda 2. I can't just leave it. And I went back to it, and we beat it. I grinded a lot off stream, and once we got back to it, we just sort of breezed through it. It was fine. But yeah, that initial exposure to this game was really harsh. Rayman 2: The Great Escape. This is the N64 version that I got this year. I don't know why. I want to own every single version of Rayman 2, and I think I'm there, basically. I don't have like the iOS version because I didn't have an iPhone when it was available. But that's digital anyway, so like who cares? Do I own Rayman 2 for the Game Boy Color? I don't think I do. I think I still need to own Game Boy Color Rayman 2. But generally, I think every version of Rayman 2 is a good time. Some people hate on Revolution, but I like it too. I have no complaints. Now here we have, Mamma Mia, Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Code Veronica X was it is now, damn, it's like in my top 3 Resident Evil games. If not it's top 3. I really did enjoy Code Veronica X. It had like a lot of, you get scared about Code Veronica X because of, well, when you first start playing Code Veronica X, you hear these stories of people who played it back in the day, being like, "Oh, you really need to conserve your ammo. Ooh, you're gonna be stuck on the tyrant on the plane." I was fine on the tyrant on the plane. I had loads of ammo still. Afterwards, you really can just kill every single enemy you come across, and still be just fine at the end of the game. You really don't have much to worry about. The only thing I needed to worry about was the final boss. Because people were like, oh, remember to switch out the items in the item box so that Chris has the correct items to finish the game. But it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. So don't worry about this game if you're worried about, management. It's really not as bad as people say. And in general, I really connected with the story. This game made me love Claire a lot more. Like, I really love Claire. She's one of my favorite characters in the series now. And it made me soften up a little bit on Chris as well. I was kind of like whatever with Chris. But after this game, I was like, oh, I like Chris a lot. Dragon Quest 1. I played the old Switch version of this. I didn't play the remake. I played the original. Not the original. The original bad version. It's not the best looking, but I was like, I want to play these games. I want to finally get into this franchise. And the first game, it was very simple. Very simple RPG, but it was really fun still. I really did enjoy its simplicity. I love how you can just ignore the princess as well. You don't need to save her at all. But yeah, good time. Recommend it if you've never played it. It's a short one too. It's like, you can beat it within like no time flat. It's like one of the shortest RPGs I've ever played, I think. Hugo 2 and the Evil Mirror, I'll just talk about this real briefly. I didn't really beat this because this was like a game show type of thing where you play like random mini games. So I played all the mini games. I didn't really get a lot of them, but it was whatever. It's kind of bad, but I grew up with Hugo, so it was kind of nostalgic. And Hugo the Evil Mirror, this is a Crash clone, really. This is a Crash Bandicoot clone, and it was fun. Not much else to say there. Fatal Frame. Oh my god, I loved Fatal Frame. Eventually, it was a bit confusing because I didn't know where to go, and I kept having to walk around the house constantly, but it ended up being a really fun time. I think that the later games probably will improve on things. We played a little bit of 5 and 4 already on stream, and those were fun, but I'm really looking forward to playing 2, which I'm going to be doing soon, actually. I'm going to be doing that in January, because I got a copy for the original Xbox, because I didn't want to wait for the remake. I want to play the original. And whenever the remake comes out, we might also do that again. Because I want to experience how it was originally, right? So we're going to be doing Fatal Frame 2 soon. But yeah, fantastic franchise. First impression was pretty good. Oracle of Seasons, Zelda. I really like this game as well. This was 6th favorite? Maybe 5th? Would it be 4th? No. Hard to say. I really liked Oracle of Seasons though. I still need to do Oracle of Ages, but it was really fun when I played of Oracle of Seasons. We have the code to continue, of course, whenever we do end up going to Ages. But yeah, great game. Capcom did a good job. We need to do Minish Cap at some point as well. That looks like a really fun game, really pretty game as well. Resident Evil Outbreak. I consider this complete, even though it's not really, because I had to finish the game early because the disc was broken. So we beat as much of this game as I possibly could, but we couldn't do the final mission. Basically, we did like the first 3 missions, half of the 4th mission, and then the last one I just couldn't do because the disc was too scratched, I guess. I had to trade it back into CEX, and yeah, it's whatever. The game was alright, I really enjoyed it, but it was really made for like multiplayer, so you know, you really do get more out of it if you play with other people. But yeah, that was pretty fun. I need to play File 2 at some point too. But yeah, Duke Nukem 30th Anniversary World Tour. This is kind of more so just talking about the first episode. I played through all of the first episode, but I didn't finish the other ones. So I consider that complete in that sense, because it's the original release from back in the day. But yeah, Duke 3D, it gets a little hate nowadays, but I think it's a well enough designed FPS from the time. It was very obtuse in a lot of places, but I still enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, Myst, I love Myst. This was me replaying the game just to get a platinum on the PlayStation. I played this game originally on the Sega Saturn like 3 years ago, just for the bands, and I really enjoyed it so much that I was like, okay, I gotta replay this on the PlayStation, and yeah, fantastic time. So, you know, if you've never played Myst, please do. Very fun, very good game. Gunstar Heroes, I heavily save scummed here. I heavily save scummed with Gunstar Heroes. I found it very difficult, but we beat it. Even though Dwagon, one of my regulars, he didn't really... Or was it Dwagon or was it Tricky Dog? I can't remember who it was, but they were really upset about me using the save states as much as I did. But it was still a fun time. I liked this game a lot. It was basically Contra, but more actiony and over-the-top cartoony. But yeah, next up, Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark. So this was a funky one. This was... you know, a lot of people make the comparison to Resident Evil. And yeah, sure. But I think... I really enjoyed it for its own reasons. It was really goofy. And it was really funny what they thought might be scary. You know, like, oh no, a jellyfish. A jellyfish ate you. No. Or the... What else was there? Oh, the slime. The slime. Oh no, the slime will eat you. Oh no, with the pirate. There's a pirate in the downstairs. Oh no. But yeah, it's really goofy. Or like a very low poly spider in the basement. Like, oh my god, it's so funny. So yeah, I really did enjoy Alone in the Dark 1. I need to play the remake at some point as well. Alone in the Dark 2, we did one stream of, and I didn't really like it as much. I need to finish it though. I need to give it another shot. But yeah, I think too much reliance on the combat in the second game. But this one, lovely time. Lovely stuff. Alien Hominid. Very hard, but very cool. I played this on the OG Xbox, which I think apparently is a copy or a version of the game that not a lot of people know exists. But yeah, I know a lot of people have it on the GameCube. But yeah, I have it on the OG Xbox. I'm not sure if it's like a UK or EU exclusive version or something. I know some things are like the Xbox version of Puyo Pop Fever, I think, is also exclusive in Europe to... Or is exclusive to, like, every single platform. How did I say this? It's on every single platform, but in America it's only out for, like, GameCube or something. Nevertheless, off topic. This, good game, very hard, but we beat it. It was really cool. Uncanny Cat Golf, I watched a lot of streamers play this, and I thought, you know, that was really fun. Okay, let me try it myself. And we managed to beat the whole thing. It gave me a really shitty jump scare, though. Like, it actually made me scared, because it was it gives you, I think, a randomized jump scare, and I got a really shitty one. So yeah, if you're curious about that one, look up the VOD. But yeah, there is one jump scare in this game. Otherwise, it's a very goofy, silly thing. Skate. I've been playing this all year, basically, ever since it came out, and I can't lie to you guys, I've been enjoying it, but also, as soon as I finished, like, maxing out the different areas, I was like, I'm done. Because there was really nothing else to do. I know it's a live service, but there really isn't much to do in the live service. Like, it's a repetitious cycle of the same challenges and stuff. So like once you finish everything, like all the tutorials and everything, you really just repeat the same stuff over and over. My nephew likes it. Whenever he comes over, he plays it a bit here and there, but yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow. This was lovely. This was a fun time. It's the game with that funny Konami best of box art. You know, box art within a box art that's been memed about for years. Yeah, really cool. It was nice to see Solma's last story, really. But yeah, I think it wasn't as good as Aria of Sorrow, but it was still a good game. I need to play the other 2 DS games still, but yeah, I'll get to that probably at some point soon too, because I really want to play more Castlevania. I love Castlevania so much. Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I've wanted to play this since I was a kid, and I randomly picked it up with the sequel as well. I have to play the sequel at some point too. But yeah, I did it like in like 2 streams, I think, and it was so fun. It's a fun action game. I played it on the PS3, but yeah, big recommendation. Not much else to say. Fun Star Wars game. Shame it's not canon anymore. However, apparently in some recent show, the armor of Starkiller was in there, so it's dubiously canon. Maybe they'll have to like nerf him, but whatever. PT, it was a challenge to reinstall this on my PS4, but it is still possible. You need to like reroute your IP address on your PS4. You don't need cables or anything, but like you need to make it so that it downloads off of a specific IP address, and once it does that, it's fine. It's as if it downloaded off of the official server. But of course, you have to already own the game, like on your account. You have to have downloaded it like years ago, and yeah, that's how we played it, and it was really cool. It was the first time I was beating the game, and it's crazy how they expected anyone to figure out how to beat this thing. Like seriously, it was nonsense. It was pure nonsense at the end, but fun time. I don't think it's as good as people like claim. Like it's not the best Silent Hill that could have been, right? I don't think this would have been anywhere close to the original trilogy if it came out, right? But it would have been interesting. Kojima has too much of a hard-on for actors and like big stars and whatever. I think that's what people were like more glazy about, but it's fine. Irisu Syndrome, we did like the normal ending and the bad ending, because obviously the bad ending is what you most likely will get when you start the game, because it's very hard. The normal ending is gives you a little bit of an ARG thing where the character appears like kind of on your desktop and in the window of the game, but yeah, there's more to it, I know, but I just can't do the harder modes. Like it's too hard. The puzzles are too difficult. It's a very interesting concept though. Bubsy 3D and Bubsy in Claws Encounters of the Third Kind. I'll summarize this, and they're not as bad as people say. I actually had a bit of fun with Bubsy 3D, but not the vanilla one. I had fun with the recent remaster collection of both these games, because they had Rewind. And I also discovered there's an infinite jump in Bubsy 3D. If you hold select button whilst you're in the air and you like jump at a specific time, you can like keep jumping infinitely, and that pretty much trivializes any challenge in any level. Like if you need to get somewhere, you can get there with like the infinite moon jump, right? This game, yeah, it just rewinds and save states, and it's just a normal 2D platformer from the era. Not really much to complain about there, besides, you know, too much shit to bump into in the level. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse, very hard but very satisfying. Very good. Resident Evil 2, sorry, I'm not saying much about Dracula's Curse. It was cool, but you know, Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2, obviously I played it as a kid, but it was so long ago I didn't remember anything about the game, low-key. And I was playing it for the first time with Claire. I always played it with Leon when I was a kid, but on the Dreamcast too, actually. It was a burnt copy, but you know, it was on the Dreamcast. And it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and at some point I have to do Leon B, which we will do one day, but you know, I'm not in a rush to replay the game again. Half-Life, holy shit. Half-Life 1 and 2, I want to say, fantastic games. I was crazy that I haven't played them up until now. You got to experience my entire first time playing these games, and yeah, great time. We're gonna be playing Half-Life 2 Episode 1 soon, so look forward to that. We're gonna be playing that tomorrow, actually, if timing, you know, works out with me posting this video. But yeah, love Gordon Freeman. I'm not sure if it's a controversial take, but I really like 1 more than 2. I think Half-Life 1 is way better, but it was still cool. Both of them are really cool. King's Quest V. Here we're getting to the December stuff. King's Quest V was amazing, very funny. It had a few moments where I was like, oh yeah, if I didn't know this was gonna happen, I probably would have been very upset that, you know, I can get soft blocked. But I knew about some things, so I did most of this game actually without a guide. But I did have it up for like the maze, for the maze in the desert, just to cut out, you know, me drawing a map or whatever. And yeah, fun time. Croc Legend of the Gobbles. Okay, I think that's getting mixed up a little bit here now. But yeah, like Croc Legend of the Gobbles, we streamed this in like one stream actually. I did this in one stream. This was I love Croc, one of my first games that I played in my life actually. So yeah, I knew a lot of secrets. I pretty much have this game mastered, and the new controls are very nice. So yeah, if you've never played Croc, please do play it. Don't let the detractors tell you otherwise. It's a great game. King's Quest VI, I played this pretty much immediately after this, and this was like I think my biggest stream. King's Quest VI for some reason popped off so hard for me. I think I had like over 100 viewers at a time, with like most of the stream ending with like 50 at the lowest. I don't know why this popped off as much as it did, but it was an amazing stream. It was very fun. I enjoyed the game quite a lot. I think I liked 5 more than 6, but they're both really, really great. King's Quest 2 remake, I think, dragged on a little bit. I think, you know, it's a fan remake, but I did enjoy it still. But, you know, a little formulaic there. It kind of repetitious of, like, repeats stuff from, like, these games. I don't know, it's a bit more simple, but, you know, they were improving it here and there. They made the water section a whole thing. So, yeah, it was cool. But, yeah, they made the game, like, 2 times or 3 times longer than it was originally, which is impressive. But yeah, Chex Quest. I didn't like these games, man. I can't pretend like I did. They were like Doom, and I played a lot of Doom later, but I don't know. Something about them just didn't jive with me, especially 2. I just sort of no-clipped near the end there, like when I was playing 2. Also, at the end of 1, I was getting stuck, but it just sort of booted me to the end, to the credits. I don't know why, but it was cool. But yeah, Chex Quest 2, I just sort of clipped through a lot of the walls and just got it done with. They were fine, it's just Doom, but like kind of shittier in my opinion. Jazz Jackrabbit, this was phenomenal. I loved Jazz very much, and yeah, I gotta play more of it. People call it like more, you know, DOS Sonic with a gun, but you know, I think it's a bit different. It's quite a bit different. Great music, some of the best music in a retro game, quite frankly. I really like the music in this game. Doom 2, too open. I said that before. I don't like games that were too open. But it was still Doom. It was great to play, fantastic to play, but yeah, the level design eventually just sort of got really bad. Duke Nuclear Winter afterwards. I had a lot of fun with this actually. A lot of people don't like this one apparently, but it was short, so you know, I didn't really have much to complain about. It was fun. We actually finished this in like 2 hours, so like for the last hour I played the Life's a Beach expansion. I think that's what it's called. With where you could have the babes jiggle. That was a fun time. We gotta go back to that and finish that at some point too. Wolfenstein 3D. I was doing similar things for a while, wasn't I? Wolfenstein 3D. Wolfenstein 3D was great. It was very simple, as it was one of the first, you know, games of its kind, right? But it's fun time. Sonic Roboblast 2. I played this on the Dreamcast when I was a kid, actually, and this is my first time actually beating the game, and it was really cool. They changed the level designs are now different than they used to be. I think they're completely different, actually. I recall the levels looking completely different, but it was a fun time. I beat this, and it was cool. Maybe one day I'll come back to this and play with like a lot of mods and stuff. I know this game has a big modding community. Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Now this was a good one. This was a goodie. This dethroned A Link to the Past for me. I think this is better than A Link to the Past. So this was number 4 for me in terms of the tier list, right? But yeah, really fun game. I played this recently. I was playing this before bed for a while, and it kind of ruined my sleep schedule, but it was really fun. Castle of Dr. Brain, really cool. Scared me a little bit with like some advanced, you know, PC know-how and coding stuff. You needed to know binary, or you didn't need to know binary, but it taught you binary. ciphers, some maths. It wasn't too complicated though. I was playing on novice level after all. It was fun. It was fun. Fun little one-off game. And King's Quest 7. People hate this game apparently, but I had a great time personally. This was like the most recent thing we beat. And yeah, I don't know. It reminds me, as I said during the streams, of Pink Panther meets Ace Ventura, like the point-and-click adventure game. It was just more of that. It was I grew up with these sorts of games, so it was great. Gothic 2 and 1. I played these during the year. This is where the mix-up starts happening, because like I kind of remembered, or I combed through the VODs to see what else I played, because things weren't entirely all on backlogged. So yeah, Gothic 1 and 2 we played throughout the year. Very fun time. This is, at the end of the day, one of my favorite games of all time with the series, and I'm really looking forward to the remake, but you know, cautiously. Sonic Jam was fun. It wasn't very long, so we also did Sonic R the same stream. Fun time. I really enjoyed the Saturn Sonic era. Like it really deserved its own game, but you know what we got was okay. Rayman 3 and Rayman 1. We played all the Rayman games actually this year. All the main ones at least. I played this on the Sega Saturn actually. This was a fun stream. And Rayman 3, I'm pretty sure I played on PS2, I think, because I didn't want to play the HD version, because the HD version, for those that don't know, on the PS3 is broken. It has a lot of glitches. There's music that cuts out. The credits don't have any sound, and the last cutscene doesn't have any sound either. But Rayman 3, one of my favorite games of all time. K the Kangaroo Round 2, I played this in Polish actually for some reason. Well, not some reason, I have a Polish copy for PC, and I played this on my retro computer before it broke. But yeah, Sweetheart of Mine, I love KO games. And yeah, what else did I play? I did a one-off stream of Sonic 1 where I played through the whole thing. That was cool. Sammy Circuit, this was a few streams. Very rogue streams throughout the year, but we did finish the whole game, which I'm very proud of, actually. This game is hard, but it's doable, for sure. And it's a hidden gem. If you haven't played this, please do. Please consider. This is really fun. Very janky, but it's just it's just because it's old. Sonic 3D Blast on the Sega Saturn, a fun thing to beat. I don't think I've ever beaten this version, but I did now. K the Kangaroo 1. I played this on the Dreamcast. That was a fun version, but a little choppy here and there. It's not as smooth as the PC version. Penguin Kelvin. This is just a spin-off of K the Kangaroo. Controls the same, it plays the same. But yeah, if you like KO1, this plays like KO1, basically. And the last two things, I played the Neverhood at some point in the year on the PS1, the Japanese PS1 version, and that was fun. And the last thing that I did as a collab with another streamer friend, Mika Dolph. With her, we did this game, whole game in co-op, and we did Star Wars: The Complete Saga, and that is pretty much the extent of everything I played this year. So I really want to get off my chest. Thank you so much if you were here as a part of this journey. I still have more in me. 2026 is going to be even crazier. It's going to be even bigger. I'm going to grow. I promise I'll get bigger. And yeah, we'll do more streams. We're going to have a new PC, at least in September, because that's when I'm going to get like a student loan at the very latest. If anyone wants to fund the PC effort, please do. There is a tip jar after all. No one really tips it anyway, but it's there. You know, every streamer has to have that. But yeah, I'm really happy that, you know, we have a lot of cool regulars come in from all over the world. I'm really happy that I made a lot of friends throughout this year, a lot of, you know, strangers that became really close, that I talk to every day, on Discord and on stream. So yeah, this was a long video, Jesus, it's 1 hour. So yeah, I want to say Happy New Year, hope you have a fantastic 2026, and I hope your 2025 wasn't too bad. There was a lot of ups and downs for me, but I know that we'll, you know, be able to achieve. We'll achieve those goals, and you know, you support me, I support you, and I know we're gonna get somewhere at the end of the day. So, anyways, guys, please take care of yourselves and have a damn good rest of your day. And if you would like to pop into the stream later, right after I post this video, please do. But yeah, I still need to add some background music for this. But yeah, I don't know what else to add. Please do follow my Twitch, That's the main platform of mine, but also help me get to the to memberships. Help me unlock memberships on YouTube. I've been struggling to get my watch time up. It's kind of falling at this point actually, but yeah, hopefully I get to unlock it at some point in 2026. But yeah, what else do I want to say? Yeah, this was a crazy year. I was honestly expecting it to end, or not end. I only expected to end a little short of like 300 followers maybe. We're at 430 now, and we made a lot of fun streamer friends. We know a lot of people now, and I don't know, it's just getting crazier and crazier. I love streaming now. It's a genuinely part of my like schedule now. So I don't know. Thank you all so much, and let me not take up too much of your time. I'll see you all soon on stream. So yeah, please take care of yourselves, and bye bye.